top of the good afternoon to you.
It's almost night, dog.
No, it's not. This is like early evening.
I mean, yeah, the sun still is up.
If the sun's up, it's still daytime. Quote me on it. You got your bear fact?
I'm trying to find one for the cave bear.
I thought you said you had one.
No, all I said was we're going to learn about
You
the cave.
literally just said you had one.
I did not. I said we are going to learn about the cave bear today.
What about the one you just told me?
I wasn't going to use that one.
You should.
I don't remember it.
I liked it. I thought it was a good bear fact.
Then what was it, Brandt? You do the bear fact today.
As warm and cuddly as campfires may be, they will not deter bears in the woods. But loud, off-key singing in the woods will.
If I ever hear a TikTok that starts with that wheeze, that laugh
Oh my
wheeze,
gosh, I can't do it.
next.
See ya.
It's so annoying.
Do you get ads on TikTok?
I don't watch TikTok.
Do you have TikTok?
I think I have the app. I definitely don't have notifications on if I do have it.
What does it matter if you have notifications on?
Because I wouldn't know if I have the app or not.
Okay.
Like if I got notifications,
Okay.
I would have a good idea that I probably have the app.
I see. Okay, I see what you're saying.
I don't think you do, because if I got the notification...
Okay, so when was the last time you looked at TikTok?
Months.
Months.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's on my phone. Actually, it is on my phone because
There it is.
2 people will send me TikToks, and
Is that why you still have it?
yeah, instead of watching it in a browser, that takes forever. It just takes me to the app. But every time I get on the app, my messages, my inbox says 50 new messages. People just send me hella TikToks. I'm like, I don't even know that you send me these.
Yeah, I have never downloaded TikTok.
Good for you.
And yeah, I'm proud of it. I'm glad to say that I've never downloaded TikTok, and I never will. It's just another thing.
I just use Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, just honestly, if you want to waste your time scrolling through pictures and videos, Instagram gets the job done.
So does OnlyFans.
But that's different. That's not the same.
It's pictures and videos. It's media.
But you have to pay for it.
It's
Instagram's free.
If with Twitch and OnlyFans, does the recurrence happen every month?
What do you mean?
Is it every month you pay X?
Like a subscription?
Yeah.
I know that if you have Amazon Prime, it's combined with Twitch in some way, so you can subscribe to someone on Twitch using your Amazon Prime.
Oh.
But I'm not entirely sure how that works. I also am not very big into Twitch either.
Yeah. Because if a girl made her OnlyFans free for this month, would you have it free next month? Probably not.
I'm not sure. I mean, I stopped watching Twitch whenever Dr. Disrespect got banned, so.
Were you a big fan of his?
No, I've actually never watched any of his streams, but he has some funny videos. If you see highlights of him doing crazy stuff,
Yeah.
he's funny. So, interesting story today. I was in my apartment and I got done with class and I walked out into the living room and the TV was on. No one was there.
No, the TV was on?
And no one was there. Now here's the thing.
Okay.
I walked in the living room. I think 2 of my roommates were home, but they were just in their rooms doing whatever meetings in school. TV was on and Billy Madison was playing. I was like, oh, I haven't seen this movie in so long. So I kind of sat down there and watched it a little bit. I was like, yep, I remember this. It's probably been 5 or 6 years since I've seen this movie. And then I see a guy who I recognize through comedy. And he's a big comedian. So SNL had this, people would say, a golden era in the early 90s with Adam Sandler. And I think David Spade was in that group. And Norm Macdonald. You know who that is?
Yeah. That's who it was. I saw that.
And so I was watching Billy Madison and I was like, oh yeah, that guy. I remember him. I was like, what's his name? I was like, yeah, Norm Macdonald. And I Googled him real quick and the first thing that pops up is 1 hour ago, Norm Macdonald has passed. I was like, what?
I saw a post on Instagram today.
I had no idea. I was just like, I want to see what else he's been in recently or if he's been in other interesting movies or stuff that I haven't seen. And I know he's a really funny comedian. Everyone says he is. And I agree. Whenever I see any of his stand-up, I was like, he died? What? Like
Did it say how?
it was cancer. Yeah, he had cancer. I think he was 61.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, 61. But I was going through my Instagram right thereafter to see if anyone had said anything yet, but obviously it was kind of early because the story broke an hour ago, right when I had seen it. So then I went back about 2 or 3 hours later, and some of my favorite comedians, Tim Dillon, he was like rip. Bert Kreischer did, and then Tom Segura also did like a video where he talked about it. I watched like halfway through it, but he said something interesting about how Norm was never like huge in the box office. Like he's not like the biggest box office draw in terms of selling a movie, but whenever other guys that are like Chris Rock and Sandler and David Spade, whenever they do things together, whenever Norm talks, like everyone listens because everyone knows that he's the funniest guy in the room, and the amount of respect that people had for him. But no, I'm very tempted. Well, I probably will end up going back and watching a bunch of his old stand-up tonight because I know there's a bunch I haven't seen. I mean, he's been doing stand-up for so long. He's probably got some really good stuff. I've probably just seen, bits and pieces here and, thought he was really funny.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll probably end up doing that tonight after this.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a tough one.
So do we want to go to a lighter note, or we want to just start digging a hole?
Let's just go deeper.
You want to?
Who else has died?
My soul.
Well, you never had a soul. That's something we didn't talk about yesterday, is that gingers don't have souls. But also, on top of that, I talked to Jackson afterwards. So I went back to my apartment last night and I saw him and he was like, oh yeah, thanks for having me on for like a minute and asked me about what I prefer to be called. He's like, I don't, well, how did I say it? I was like, yeah, I just want to know how you want to be called. Like how you want people to address you. He's like, by my name. I was like, well, yeah, that makes sense. But even Jackson said that he feels like Ginger's nicer than Redhead.
Really?
He I think he said he likes Ginger more than
I remember him saying that.
Yeah. And then you and Jacob both agreed that you thought Ginger was derogatory and you should call people redheads. I mean,
that's only one redhead that we've talked to. We need to get some more data.
If you called me a brown head, I'd be like, I don't know.
You just wouldn't say that. Like, it's not something you say. We don't. That's a blonde head, and that's a brown head. That's a redhead.
Redhead just sounds normal. Like it just feels like that's what people say. People have red hair. Yeah. They're a redhead.
Yeah. Ginger is like calling him a Jew.
No, it's not. That's what you said yesterday. It's not the same thing. I just think calling someone Ginger is totally fine. But maybe I'm wrong. I usually am.
Volcano boy.
Volcano boy. So I saw that you fell a bunch today when you were skateboarding.
Huh?
At least I saw in your hands you got like these spots.
Yeah, that's from asphalt. You want to see my ass?
No, I don't.
No,
I really don't.
No, like actually.
No, actually though, like please don't stand up and turn. No, please. Oh my gosh. You fell on your back?
Twice. And one of them was in front of like a 10-year-old.
Were you like on the street?
Yeah, I was at Lower Mountain.
Nice.
One of them was in the street. One of them.
It's okay. Anyways. Well, it's a good thing that you're getting better.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. It's okay. Do you think that athletes should be allowed to take steroids?
I think that actually raises something I've never thought about. There should be 2 leagues.
A steroid league and a non-steroid league?
Yep. Because the steroid league, the steroid-free league will be the people that are like, okay, let's see who's actually got it, who's got talent. And the steroids league is like the people that kind of just want to take a little shortcut. But there would be probably more action in the steroid league than the talent league.
I think that's a good idea, but then just like the idea of making it legal in baseball and football and basketball.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool just to see how many people get destroyed, but also at the same time, it would be unfair to some players who are like, I don't want to take steroids. Yeah. So then you're already at like an incredible disadvantage because you don't want to take steroids. So then it forces you to take steroids if you want to keep playing the sport that you've always.
That's why I said 2 leagues.
Exactly. So that's where I think 2 leagues would make sense. But then, I mean, watching.
They should just turn the XFL into a steroid league.
I mean, guys hitting baseball 600 feet would be crazy.
Those dudes would be throwing like 115 on the mound.
150. That's the thing though about pitching is it doesn't really matter how strong you are.
Yep. It's all about just moving the power. It's
the mechanics. It's the transfer of weight that makes you throw a baseball really hard.
Same thing with the punch.
Right. So, I mean, if you took steroids and you were fighting people, I mean, you're going to rub some people up. Given you know how to fight a little bit. But still. I mean, watching guys hit bombs 2 baseball stadiums long, that would be insane.
Yeah. Like, if you're sitting in the 4th deck, you got something coming your way.
Or it's going over your head.
Yeah.
What about steroids in the Olympics? Should there be a steroids Olympic league?
No.
It should just be all clean.
There's no money in that.
There's no money in that. I completely disagree. I feel like so many people would tune in for steroid Olympics. Let's see how fast you can really run. What are the limits?
The cocaine / steroid Olympics.
The all drugs permitted Olympics.
Holy crap.
Guys are coked out and juiced up on steroids.
And doing pole vaulting.
Full of testosterone and adrenaline. Jumping like 60 feet in the air. That's the thing, though, is like the only Olympic sport that I know I would never even attempt or try to do. Like, if I was going to pick an Olympic sport, let's say I was like 5 years old and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this sport. I want to go to the Olympics someday, which is pretty ambitious for a 5-year-old, given. But if I know that the very, very last one I would pick would be pole vaulting.
Yeah, me too.
That is the last one I would pick, just because it just seems so dangerous.
Just no.
It just seems so dangerous. You're launching yourself up by, I mean, your entire body with this little flimsy stick that has broken before, and many clips that I've seen, and I mean, it happens all the time. I mean, the pole vaulting stick snaps in half and people fall. What are the odds that you fall on top of the now broken stick?
I was going to look at that.
I mean, it's so dangerous. I would say it's definitely the most dangerous Olympic sport that there is. I mean, that and maybe, I don't know. What would be more dangerous than pole vaulting? Disc golf?
Since 1980, 44 athletes have suffered catastrophic injuries while pole vaulting. So that's about 1 person a year.
About 1 person a year since 84.
38 have suffered skull fractures, so that's probably from missing the pad and hitting the ground.
Yeah.
20 have died.
20 people have died from pole vaulting. That's why I would never do it. Yeah. So that just confirms what I already knew. And I think gymnastics is also pretty dangerous. From doing like flips and stuff and landing on your head.
Rate of direct catastrophic injury from snapped pole is 2%.
What? That's so high. 1 out of 50 people who do a pole vault
have a chance of getting
stabbed by a broken pole vault,
leading to spinal, pelvic, and head injuries. Ooh, so that means the 38 skull fractures, not all of those are hitting the ground.
Yeah, that is insane. I had no idea.
That's crazy.
1 out of 50 people suffer, you said, catastrophic bodily injuries from broken poles?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's the last Olympic sport I would ever do. And I think if they're going to take a sport out, I think the first one that would be out would be pole vaulting. Just because it's so dangerous. But then again, how do you break it to that 13-year-old? Like, yeah, I know you've been training for this for the last 8 years of your life, but we're taking you out of the Olympics.
How many people do you think die every year from skiing, snowboarding incidents?
I think that number's up there.
It's not huge.
Oh, it's not?
This is every year.
Every year.
It's not a huge number.
Around the world?
Yeah.
The world or the United States?
National Ski Areas Association.
That sounds like the United States.
Okay. So in the United States every year.
60.
40.
That was my next guess.
Remember when we were in Colorado and we were skiing, and I don't know if you were there, but I know Ben and Joe were there, and we were like skiing a little like back road to get to another part of the mountain, and we saw this person in a green top and purple pants come through with black boots, and then I don't know, like an hour later, we were kind of trolling the same area, and there was a snowmobile pulling a person that was under a tarp. Like, they had an accident, they got covered up, and all you could see were purple pants and black boots. And we were like, we saw that person like an hour ago. And yeah. That's why I kind of want to make a distinction between just the United States or around the world, because skiing accidents are frequent. Yeah,
that happens. I mean, not necessarily dying, but breaking arms and legs. That's, I would say, more common than you would think, and especially around the world. That's why I thought the number would be so big, especially if it's a worldwide number. I feel like that number is going to be in the thousands per year.
The worldwide pulls up the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
40?
So Wikipedia list of skiing deaths. So-and-so, age 32, location, country.
Wait, Wikipedia has a list of everyone who's died skiing?
Yeah. It has names, age, location, country.
Okay, Wikipedia, relax.
Yeah, just chill out there.
I don't need to know that. Poor people.
Celebrities who died skiing. Liam Neeson? He's not dead.
No, he's not. It's probably a different person.
No, that's a picture of Liam Neeson.
It's clickbait. He's not dead.
Look.
I know.
I know. It's not real.
It's not real.
So now that makes me feel... Is Bono dead?
No, he's not dead. That would be huge news if Bono was dead.
Yes, and all four of these people are probably not dead.
You know who Bono is?
Dude, if you don't know who Bono is, you're stupid.
No, it doesn't make you stupid, but...
It makes you less cultured, but not uncultured.
Okay, good. Just glad you know who Bono is. But no, Bono is not dead, and Liam Neeson is also not dead.
Natasha Richardson.
I feel like going back to what you were talking about the other day, like being famous, if you'd be okay with it. Like, imagine the amount of times you'd look in the newspaper and be like, or the tabloids, and it would say, major subject dies at age whatever. And you're like, I'm dead.
Sweet.
No, I feel like that happens all the time. Yeah. You know, whoever, they just decide, okay, we're going to pick this person. This person dies today. Like, okay. You ever see those magazines like at Randall's or at HEB, and they're just like
straight gossip.
It's just complete gossip. And
guess what happened to the Kardashians?
Not even that, but you look at it and you read the headline, you're like, okay, first of all, not true. And it's something about a celebrity, and they did.
Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's divorce is messy. Here's what you need to know.
Well, no, not that. That's just like a Us Weekly or People magazine. I'm talking about, what is it called? They look newspaper-esque, and I think they have color on them, but it's just fake. Like, it's just, I mean, the entire thing isn't real. I mean, it's
just all propaganda.
It's all, I mean, not even propaganda. It's just, I feel like it's satire. It's not real. I see it mostly at Randall's. If you're ever in the checkout line, you'll see those magazines. But yeah, those are brutal. Those where you'll find like, oh yeah, Jonah Hill died today. It's like, no, it says he didn't.
There's Billy on the Street.
Billy on the Street.
You've definitely seen videos of him. He wears that purple shirt and he just runs up to people and asks them random questions and shit.
I've probably seen it before. There
was one episode, a little segment they did where Seth Rogen was the cameraman, and he ran up to people and was like, I have terrible news for you, miss. Seth Rogen has passed away. And, like, there were a few people that were like, no, you're kidding. That's terrible. Like, he was so funny. And then, like, guess what? He's alive. And then he, like, moves the camera and he's like, ah, whatever his laugh is. But there's one person that was just like, Seth Rogen died? Oh, okay. She's like, well, did you think he was funny? No, I don't think he was funny at all. And then he was like, oh, well, he's alive and he's recording right now. And she was like,
And he goes,
dying inside.
He's like,
Yeah.
No, that's not it. Kind of, not really. You said that you're going to try and practice it so you can do it.
Yeah. It's usually if I ever practice anything like jokes for like stand-up or impersonations, it's always while I'm driving alone.
So no one can hear you?
No one can hear me.
How do you, like, you'll see people do really good impersonations, but then I think, how do you practice? You just like stand in the mirror and be like, I'm going to be Sam Nicholson today.
You have to just move your throat around.
Yeah, I guess.
Inky Binky.
No, please don't. We're not doing that.
I used to know how to do Kermit, but I forgot how to do it. I don't even know what to say. What does Kermit say? Like, I think I can do the voice. I don't know what he says.
Back where you came from?
Not that Kermit.
Well, I was trying to give you an idea of like what his voice sounds like if you have that video like stored in your brain somewhere.
Yeah.
That Family Guy clip.
Hey, can you help me find the quickest way?
Do you know the quickest way to town?
Yeah, it's back where you came.
Yeah, that's it. See, you kind of did it.
I haven't done that shit since like going into senior year summer on the baseball trip. Bro, we were so annoying to the coach.
Really? What are you thinking?
I don't know.
When do you think marijuana will be illegal?
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
That's kind of a long time. I feel like it's going to happen faster than that.
I don't think it'll happen faster than 10 years. It's the longest part is going to be getting 25 states to legalize it. Once 25 join in, and then all of the other states see how much money all of the other states are racking in every year.
Well, no, that's what's happening.
Yeah. Once they see the actual numbers in every state, they're going to be like, okay, I'm in for some money.
Yeah.
It's part of the reason it's illegal and then becoming illegal. It's just all about money. All of it.
I wouldn't say all about money, but I would say
90%.
people are starting to realize that our predetermined conceptions about what marijuana is and what it does to you, and
It's all false.
it's just propaganda.
people-
It's always been propaganda.
The people making laws about marijuana have never smoked marijuana. We need to stop letting people make laws about things that people haven't done. Like, if you haven't murdered someone, you can't make laws about...
Maybe. Maybe. Do you think we'll ever live in a world where animals have the same amount of rights as humans? Actually, I take it back.
Absolutely
In the
not.
United States.
Absolutely not. Like, a cow has the freedom of speech. He has a the cow constitution
The Constitution of cows.
and the pig's bill of rights. Yeah, realistic, Brandt.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, the way that things are looking, whether they keep people keep pushing.
Are the dogs going to get a 19th Amendment? No.
No, they're still. Yeah, I don't know if they'll get to 19, but they'll probably get to 15.
In your opinion, what's the worst amendment? I'm just kidding.
My worst amendment.
19.
Well, it's still there.
What?
The 19th.
Sadly.
I think. What was the 20th? Was that Prohibition? You don't remember your amendments, do you?
I only remember 13 and 19. Two of the more important ones.
No. Okay, the 20th wasn't. No, 20th doesn't have anything to do with it. I think it was the 21st. I think the 21st was Prohibition. Yeah, that's right. It was the 21st. Yeah. Repealing the 18th Amendment and bringing an end to the era of national prohibition of alcohol. Okay, so, Prohibition was the 18th, and then 21st repealed it. Interesting, okay. Anyways, yeah, I would say that was probably the worst amendment, 18. Just because it caused more crime. That didn't need to be there.
Yeah, riots.
I mean, I'm sure there were riots, but organized crime, like I wouldn't say that was the origin of mobsters, but right around there.
Hey, Lenny.
Tony,
Hey, Tony.
get the bat. Where do you think you would visit if you could go anywhere in the world?
I can only go to one or like first one?
Let's say you had to go somewhere and you couldn't come back for a year.
Bahamas, probably.
You were going to go live at the beach for a year at a resort?
That's a lot of sand.
That's a lot of days of sand. I mean, there's plenty of people that live in Florida and the coast of I mean, there's all kinds of people who live on the beach. There's lots of beaches everywhere. But could you do it? I would probably go to
I'd go to England.
England.
Just kidding. Absolutely not. What's over there? Nothing.
Porridge.
Porridge and cabbage.
I think I might have said this before. I think I would go to Japan for a year. I think that'd be cool.
They love tall Americans.
Well,
The girls do.
that's what you think, but I would go there just because. I don't know. I actually don't even know what part of Japan I would go to. I feel like I'd go to like a suburb of Tokyo. I need to look more into it, but I think that's interesting to me. I think I would go there.
Tell David that we're going to Tokyo in November, and you've already bought the tickets, and you bought him one. And just see his reaction, dude.
Does he want to go to Tokyo?
You have no idea how bad he wants to go to Tokyo.
Why does he want to go there?
JDM
What's JDM?
Cars.
Oh, like Japanese cars?
Yeah, like Skylines and GTRs,
And that's why he wants to go there, is because Japanese
they have
sports cars?
They have a really big community over there.
Oh, no, I'm for sure.
And I've seen videos everywhere on Instagram, just these lots full of Skylines, like just all the way down the line, just full of Skylines. Like you could go to Japan and get a Skyline dirt cheap,
I'm sure you could.
but then they're illegal here.
No, they're not illegal.
Certain mods on them are illegal.
They have to pass obviously a bunch of regulations to get over to the United States, but they can be grandfathered in, I think, if they're 20 years old. If they're 20 years old, then they can come over here legally. I'm sure there's more to it than that, but once it hits that 20-year mark, it's a lot easier to get old cars over here.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. When do you think you're going to get an electric car?
Honestly, I could see myself getting an electric car at some point. I don't know exactly when.
I mean, all cars are going to be electric very soon.
I would say in the next 10 years they don't make gas motors, or they don't make gas cars.
I wouldn't say 10 years. I would say about 15. Because I know Volkswagen is one of the first ones to really try and do that. And
Mercedes is doing that too.
Their goal is to have every single one of their cars fully electric in the next, I think, 10 years. I think 10 years is what they're shooting for.
So it'll probably be like 20 or 25 years.
So I'm thinking about 15 to 20.
Across the board, 15, 20.
Yeah. Because I think by 10 years, if not every single one of the cars that a manufacturer makes are electric, I would say at least half of them will be, or more. Very close to it. And I think the last type of vehicle to go full electric is going to end up being trucks, probably.
Yeah.
And probably diesel trucks. Just because there's such a big market for them.
There's no one that uses more diesel than the trucks that pull shit across the country.
That too. And that's what Tesla's making. They're making electric 18-wheelers.
So if you get all the 18-wheelers that are running cross country to run on electric, that will soon mark what's coming of making gas motors obsolete. Because that's going to be the biggest one to flip over.
What about trains?
But they run on steam. I'm just kidding.
That's boats. You ever heard of a steamboat? Are there steam trains? I feel like I should know this. I think they just. Oh, there are steam trains. Yeah. What the heck? I guess I'm an idiot. Yeah, there's steam locomotives. A steam locomotive is a rail vehicle that provides the force to move itself and other vehicles by means of the expansion of steam. It is fueled by burning combustible material to heat water. Okay. So that makes sense. So then the steam locomotive, combustible material is probably
Coal.
yeah, not good for the environment, right? So trains will have to end up going to electric. But then you're gonna start seeing the car charge stands pop up like red boxes. They're just gonna be everywhere in parking lots and like
half the parking lot.
half the parking lots you'll ever see will just be charging stations. Which is, I guess, nice for people that want to use electric vehicles. How does that work? You just like pay, you put your credit card in. Obviously I've never done it before, but
I don't know.
I remember someone saying that it's actually a lot cheaper in terms of fueling your car. So you can fill up. Who was it? There was some friend, an older man who has a family who I remember talking to. He said that he got a Tesla and he was able to fill up his Tesla for like 50 cents worth of electricity.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's like what, 300 miles?
Damn.
Maybe not even. Maybe like $1, like $1.20
Even then,
to fill up for.
that's like a motorcycle because motorcycles get hella to the gallon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I could see myself getting a motorcycle at some point too. Not as my daily driver, but just like on the weekend or something.
I don't think I'd ever get a motorcycle.
They're fun.
Have you ridden on? Oh yeah, you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
a friend you have to ride around the block on.
Yeah.
They seem like they're fun, but I don't know
They
that
are.
I'd ever get one just because they're, obviously really dangerous.
Very, very dangerous.
Clearly, I'm just not into things that are dangerous.
Pussy.
Yeah, I need to get out more.
You don't like skateboarding? You don't like motorcycles?
I don't like pole vaulting. I'll do shot put.
And you'll drink. So
On occasion.
shut up.
Yeah, on occasion.
Shut up.
What are you talking about?
You get plastered every night.
No, I don't. Shut up. I do not.
Just kidding.
But yeah, I'm good on. I've done skateboarding a little bit here and there, just like you've had it before, and it's just sitting there like, yeah, we'll do something real quick, and I'll just pop up, like I'll just hop on top of it and jump. Like, yep, that was my skateboard for the day.
I've skated 4 times today.
Nice.
When I woke up, I went to the store, got back and did it some more. Worked, did it some more. Went to David's, did it some more there. Oh, I've actually skated 5 times today.
Nice.
When I got back, I did it again.
Learning more.
Yeah, my knees hurt. I need to take a break.
Really.
Yeah. I'm going to have bad knees when I get older.
I probably will too.
That and a bad back. The bottom part of my back is...
I think I'll only have a bad back if I keep sleeping on my side. Because usually whenever it's not really a back problem for me. It's always been a shoulder problem. Like my collarbone will kind of hurt. It'll feel stiff. Or even earlier today, like for some reason, your sternum.
Yeah, I get sternum pain.
Like my arm will like kind of fall asleep by itself. It just kind of, it feels like, I feel like that numbing coming on. And I just kind of know it's because I slept on it funny.
It is kind of funny. Like you're just sitting there and like, let's say you're like leaning on like your right shoulder and like leaning on your right elbow and you're doing something or you're watching something and then you like go like, you rub your hand together
And you can't feel anything.
and you feel like half of it or the whole thing.
You're like, gosh,
no.
dang it.
Just hang your arm or just
Yeah.
move it.
Do you think technology will be our downfall?
Yeah. I could see that being our downfall.
Just technology in general.
I mean, it depends on what technology, but
You mean like I'm talking about like just humans as a whole,
I could see us dying to
like a
robots.
Terminator type deal.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could see us dying to robots easy. Because I mean, they're working on AI right now. They've been working on AI. I've seen videos of AI doing parkour. Like you can't outrun a fucking robot.
Okay, so first of all, those parkour videos that you see of robots doing that stuff, that's not real.
No, like
No, it's legit. It's not real.
really.
I'm telling you, it's not real. It's animated to an extent, but you see like the videos of like robots like running and like jumping on top of platforms and doing. That's not real.
Really?
That's not real.
No way.
I'm telling you right now, it's not real. They're working on it, and they're trying to make it. What I know is that those viral videos of, because you'll see people doing voiceovers and like making it look funny, and like they'll fall over and do stupid things and like jump on top of stuff and run. It's not real.
There's no way.
I'm telling you right now, it's not.
I could so see that being real with our current technology.
I'm telling you, we're getting there, but we're not that far yet. That's not real. Because you'll see like the 4-legged dog that has like a claw on it and they can grab things, right? But the biped robot that can run and jump and do that stuff, that isn't real.
Ray Kurzweil, director of engineering at Google, has estimated that robots will reach human levels of intelligence by 2029.
That's too fast. That's way too fast.
That was said in 2015.
Well, let's see how well that projection's played out thus far. I would say
One of
that's
the things is how many days until robots take over the world.
it's a countdown. That'll probably end up happening. We're just too stupid for our own good.
Yeah. Can robots replace humans? Sure they can.
They already are.
Yeah.
In the workplace and, well, and a lot of stuff.
If we make robots and we don't give them a kill switch, we are stupid. That's our downfall right there.
Yeah, I mean, there's people smarter than you and I working on it, so hopefully that's something that they've taken into consideration.
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw Terminator 2?
Long time.
Been a long time? You understand the premise of it?
It's been a long time.
Okay. So the original one, which by the way, I found this to be fascinating. Terminator, when it came out in 1984, it's either 84, no, it's either 83 or 84. And when that movie came out, it was supposed to be like a B-roll movie. That was supposed to be like Sharknado type movie. And obviously it was huge. I mean, everyone knows what Terminator is, 1984. Okay, I was right. And so it exploded. It was a good film. People really liked it, and it was well received. So the idea behind the first one was that in the future, there's this revolution of robots against humans for, I guess, domination, for control, for their own good, their own welfare. And they've invented the ability to time machines. They've invented time machines. And so then they send, because what ends up happening is John Connor, he leads the humans in defeating the robots once and for all. So then the robots decide, we're going to send someone back in time to kill his mom before she gives birth to John Connor. So if he doesn't exist, then that never happens and we win.
Yeah.
And that's the premise of the original movie. And then in Terminator 2, kind of iffy on exactly what goes down, but it kind of catches up. So Sarah Connor, John Connor's mom, is in prison because the Terminator related stuff. I don't know. They thought she was insane, so they put her in a mental asylum. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger comes back, and he's a good guy. I don't remember exactly why, but he is a good guy. He's there to protect her, because then the robot sent back another weird liquid metal guy to go kill her again. And so what ends up happening is a really smart guy. I forget the guy's name, but it happens towards the middle to the end of the movie. He's launching Cybernet, and Cybernet is this super long, complicated ecosystem for humans and robots to exist, and gives robots all kinds of power and stuff. And where I'm going with all this is that type of reality has been prefaced before. I mean, a long time ago. And we're just kind of slowly getting to that point. And it's interesting looking back and seeing all the things that we've predicted that didn't come true. Like, you'll see like time capsules from the 50s of people thinking in the 80s and the 90s we'd have flying cars and and time travel, that type of stuff. So maybe we're not going to get to that point as fast as some people might think, but
I don't think time travel will ever be.
No, that would, like I said, if time travel was real, we would know about it because someone would have messed up by now.
Yeah.
Someone would have jacked it up. Some person would have got drunk one night and like, you know what? I'm going to make things right. I'm going to go back in time and kill Hitler. And he goes back in time and then like something stupid like that would happen.
I'm going to make sure the St. Louis Arch is never built.
Why?
Why not?
It's kind of cool.
Because then St. Louis isn't as cool as it is now. The Cardinals won't be such a good team.
It's just a less cool city.
Yeah.
Do you know why the arch is there?
I don't.
Really?
Mm-mm.
You really don't know?
No.
No idea.
Like, is it actually there's something there?
It's significant for a reason.
Is there some battle fought there?
No, like whenever the United States was expanding west, that was kind of like,
Oh, the arch.
Like go, like
That's
this is
west.
the starting point, get your covered wagon and you head out west. So it faces east to west. And so like that was like starting point, and go out there and claim your stake.
That's cool.
That's what the arch represents. Or that's what I guess it was built for.
Yeah, so it's in Missouri, pretty close to the East Coast.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, I don't know that there'll be in our lifetime, I can see there being a really big conflict between AI and humans. Like a really, really big one, like a huge problem we got to solve because it's putting so many people out of work.
Yeah, because travel agents, taxi drivers, store cashiers, fast food cooks, administrative legal jobs.
Oh, you're reading stuff right now.
Lawyer, HR roles.
Lawyer?
Tradespeople.
Actually, lawyer would make sense. Because all you have to do is understand the circumstances of what's going on, the crime or whatever is happening.
And that robot will be able to tell you in 5 seconds.
Understand the rules. It does all the research for you. It does. Through litigation, it'll handle all the stuff that normal people would do. The research that has to be done.
And it'll do it
instantaneously.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't even think about that.
So this says by 2030, taxi drivers, store cashiers, food clerks, or fast food workers.
What about medicine? I feel like medicine is too technical.
Yeah.
I feel like that would happen later, much later.
You have to be able to diagnose and look at it.
Like there's certain aspects of medicine that could be replaced with AI, but I think things like surgeons.
What are website cookies?
A website cookie, I'll give you like a rough description. It's like it saves information. So it stores it on your computer so that when you come back to that same website, your information is still there. Like whatever you've done previously is still there. So it takes up space on your computer. That's why people don't like it, so you can go into your files or your settings and you can see how many cookies your computer has stored for each time you go back. So like your phone will do kind of the same thing. Like if you listen on Spotify, a song you haven't downloaded, but you listen to it a lot, it'll download the song kind of like an offline type of way, but not.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah, so it's the same kind of premise. So it's kind of a preemptive download in case you come back.
I did not accept their cookies, so I could not look at their website.
Really?
Yeah.
It's kind of stupid. Usually they're like, okay, either you accept the cookies or you don't. Either way, we don't care. I think that's usually how it goes.
It said accept necessary or accept all. I was like, okay, no.
Maybe there's some form of cookie that is necessary that you have to keep. But why do they call it cookies? Like, could have called it something else.
And you got a full ass cookie jar.
Yeah. You store the cookies from your websites in the cookie jar. It's a good idea. You should brand it. You should create the cookie jar.
The cookie jar?
Yes.
It is a data library for all of your cookies.
There you go. Now go sell it. But then also you have to learn how to code.
Shark Tank.
Shark Tank.
I actually like, I think I mentioned this on one of the podcasts. Whenever I go to sleep, I like to watch like really sophisticated shit because after like 5 minutes, it starts to dull my brain out.
Put you to sleep.
Yeah. So the other night I was watching this video on this guy used AI to make a video game, and he asked the AI like what game to make and what it should be called and what happens in the game and all this stuff. And he was just running through like, he made the whole game. You could be a character and do certain things, and this guy had superpowers and shit. And he would just basically, he would walk over and do something and then pull up the code and go through the code of how he got this to do certain things. He would show the whole fucking thing of code. And I just was watching that like, nope, never learning code.
Wait, so he had like a whole page of where the AI made the game for him?
No, he made the game himself. He just used the AI to get the premise of the game, the title, what happens in the game. All
Okay, I think I've heard of something like this.
But yeah, he would like go do something in the game and then pull up the code in which lets that mechanic happen.
So it basically writes itself.
No, he wrote the game.
Okay. So I'm still not understanding the premise, but I think I might have at one point in time. Maybe you're not explaining as well as I don't know.
He wrote and made the whole game. He used AI to pick what happens and stuff.
Oh, the AI decides what he puts in the game.
Yes.
Okay.
And he wrote the game, so he'd walk over and like punch a tree or something. That's just one of the examples. I don't think he did that, but and then the mechanics of what would happen from what he does. He would pull up this long ass thing of code. Code is, it's a language. Like it's.
Oh no, that's why they call it a coding language.
Yeah.
I've taken a handful of classes. I've read books. It's like learning another language.
Fuck that. It's very, very valuable skill.
It is, and I might have mentioned it before, but my freshman year I was a computer science major because I remember in high school when I was going to college, I was like, okay, first of all, I know that I want to go play baseball. Do I know what I want to do? Not really. I never really gave it that much thought. I felt like there's just nothing in college that before I went when I was in high school, there's nothing that I thought I could learn in college that I wanted to do for a career. I was just like, I don't know. I just don't know that any of this really applies to me or what I want to do. So I just picked something. I was like, you know what? I want to make an app. I want to learn how to make apps. Or like I want to learn how to make games. That'd be cool. So I was a computer science major. And I learned the basics of how to program in Python. And I got a C+. No, I got a JavaScript textbook that I bought from Half Price Books to see if I could learn how to code in JavaScript. I got like 50 pages in. I was like, no, I'm not doing this. It's just, it was just boring to me.
Yeah.
Like the idea of sitting somewhere, staring at a computer all day, every day, just, no, I'm good. I don't want to do that.
I would learn coding. One of my favorite YouTubers is Mark Rober. He makes really cool like science experiments and stuff, but he'll go through his process of how he makes it and stuff, and he'll go through the coding and sometimes. But the only thing I would want to learn coding for is to make my own little creative thing. I can code motors to do certain things, but I wouldn't want to learn coding to make like games and apps. That's a lot of coding.
It can be. Depends on the size of the game or what you're trying to make.
Yeah, like with the things that he would code, like he would make apps so that he could Bluetooth what he was working with, and he would just make an app that would connect to the thing he built, and then he would just go through the code of like how he made the app.
I think one of my favorite videos is the one he did for baseball, the sign stealing.
Yeah,
that was my favorite video he's ever done. So basically, he made an app that if you put in like the sequences of the signs that baseball coaches would give to their players, and then what happened?
It would make its own algorithm to figure out like what sign is given during, and you'd have to give it like you'd have to give it all the signs that it could be. So you give it like sign, or you give it steal, bunt, whatever,
hit and run,
and then
all the signs that the coach gives. And it takes about 3 or 4 sequences before his app was able to figure out, okay, this is what it is.
yeah, and then it was actually working.
No, it worked. No, it was very interesting.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. But that's the kind of the creative side of programming,
Engineering.
and just engineering in general.
I like creative engineering.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned creative engineering,
Yeah.
and that's something that you're interested in doing. But I've asked you, like, what would you build? Like, what would you want to build?
I don't know. Most of my creativeness, and I guess like whenever I make up jokes, it's something that either happens there. It's always relative. My creativeness and stuff is relative. I can't just be completely dry and then pull something out of my ass. It kind of just has to be like, I look at something and then that kind of starts a tree growing in my head, and all of the branches that go out will give me ideas to jump to. And then you pick one branch, and then that one will start to make more branches, and then some of them dead end. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that made sense.
No, that makes sense. Are you any good at poker?
Yeah.
Do you like playing poker?
I do like playing poker.
Like,
If I've been told anything from playing poker, I have a stone cold poker face.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you like 2-card Texas Hold'em?
Mm-hmm.
I think
I like Texas Hold'em.
I do too. Do you think gambling should be a sport or considered a sport? Because it is in some regard. Because people will go to the championships, for what it's called. But you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they'll go and they'll play with,
like those big high roller matches.
right. But I don't know if they're playing with their own money. I think they have to win a couple tournaments and then they get invited to play, and each player gets X amount of dollars, but I don't think it's real money.
They just get money to play with.
Right, and then at the end, whoever wins gets all the chips, right, or gets a prize.
Yeah.
So it's a sport in that regard, but then at casinos, it's not considered a sport. It's gambling,
Yeah.
and it's illegal in most states. Or I would say it's illegal in most places.
They say counting cards is illegal, but like, how are you going to know what's going on in someone's head?
I don't think, no, counting cards is not illegal.
Counting cards is definitely illegal.
No, it's not.
That's how you know. That's how you're going to win. This basically the only right hand you can use to win is counting the cards and knowing. But then they get into the thing. Don't they have like deck shufflers and multiple decks running at once?
Like I said, card counting is not illegal under federal, state, and local laws in the U.S. as long as players don't use any external card counting device or people who assist them in counting cards.
Oh, so if it's all in your head.
If you're doing it all in your head, they can't stop you. I think they can ask you to leave, but they can't
How are they going to know?
if you keep winning.
Beginner's luck, dude.
I'm sure that's happened before.
Someone walks in.
Because they can tell if you're counting cards. Because then if you're winning a bunch of hands and you're getting lucky, then you'll start getting the attention of the staff and people on the floor. They'll go over there and kind of watch the game from a distance and see when you're betting, how much you're betting, just to see if you understand the game and you're playing it smart and you're playing it the way you're supposed to play it. And if you're making these dumb bets and you're winning, they're not going to kick you out because you're just getting lucky. It's only a matter of time before you lose your money.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, if you're really good at it and you're really good at acting, you could win. So you just by counting cards and stuff, you could play it off like this is your first time in a casino, but you know exactly what you're doing.
But then that's where you'll see a movie like 21. You ever heard that? Or
I've heard of 21.
With Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
Where they get these, I think they're MIT students, and one guy is some crazy math whiz, and he can just count cards like no one's business. And they get a little group together to go count cards at a casino, make a bunch of money. That's kind of the premise of the movie. What's illegal is what they were doing. They had a group, and they were assisting each other at different tables. So like they would sit at different tables, and they would count the cards. And if the deck is hot, or if the deck has a bunch of favorable cards in it, they'll like give each other signs to say, "Come over here. This deck is really good.
This deck is juicy right now."
Right, that type of thing.
That's cool.
So I think that kind of signaling is illegal. So that's where you'll get busted. But you like just going and sitting down and counting cards. If you can do it, then go for it. If you want to do it,
All power to you.
seriously, just count them.
I mean, definitely pretty hard. That's a lot to remember at once.
Well, no, what makes it hard? No, counting cards in general isn't hard. If you're playing with one deck,
You can count face cards.
well, no, if you can count cards with one deck, it's not hard.
Yeah.
Casinos, obviously, I've never been in one or sat down. I mean, actually, I have been in one. I was in the
I've been in one too.
I've been in the yeah, you weren't allowed to be there though. I was actually 21 and I went to the Bellagio in Vegas. Very cool place. But I never sat down and played cards. Maybe I should have since I was there, but I just didn't want to.
I'm not gonna go to California until I'm 21.
I'm sorry, where?
California.
Why California?
Pot. Very big skating community. I want to go to Santa Monica Pier, and on the way out, I'm gonna hit Nevada.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I had sat down, I wish I had, because then I would see how a casual night looks on a casino floor. Because I've never really actually seen it, other than like in movies and what people have told me.
Yeah.
But then in the case of playing blackjack and counting cards, what I've been told is that they use more than one deck.
Yeah.
And that's why counting cards is difficult.
I mentioned that earlier. I think they run like 3 decks at once. With like the dealer will have like a card machine that like shuffles after every hand, and they take the deck and they put it in, and then it shuffles and it pops a new one out for them.
Right.
Yeah.
So counting cards in that aspect is difficult.
Very difficult.
So
I mean, I feel like if it's impossible if they deal a hand with one deck and they have a machine where they put the deck in, it shuffles the deck for you, and that it already has another deck that's fresh shuffled for it to come out. I feel like you can't count cards because it's different decks and they're constantly being shuffled every hand.
right. And I don't know if they are, but what I do know is that of all the games that you can play in a casino,
And lose your money.
blackjack, you have the worst luck of winning, or the worst chance. You have the lowest odds of any game at a casino.
Roulette.
Roulette?
Spins the wheel and you throw the fucking...
I'm sure it's low, but blackjack is the lowest.
No way.
It is. Look it up. Blackjack, you have the lowest odds of winning each hand. Each time you place a bet, your odds of winning are lower than any other game you could play at a casino. Facts.
Wow.
And that's the thing. We've always played blackjack growing up because it's so easy to understand how the game works, and it's fun, especially when you get blackjack or you get a good hand. It's exciting. But it doesn't happen very often. And oftentimes, you're going to lose.
The 3 worst odds games in order: blackjack, craps, roulette. With craps, that is straight luck. You say a number and throw dice.
I thought your odds of winning craps were higher. Now, I've played craps before, but not legitimately, but, like a poker night at some place.
I remember one time.
I like craps.
I played this dice gambling game at my friend's house. I hadn't talked to this friend since like early middle school, or actually early middle school, early high school. And this was near the end of high school. And we had gone different ways. He was dealing drugs and stuff, but we were still really cool. So we went to hang out, and he said, pull up to my friend's house. We're all here. We're going to cheat. It's going to be fun. It was fun. They were doing this game, this betting game. I can't exactly remember how it went, but you had 2 dice, and you could buy in with just $1. You put $1 down, and you like pick a number and shake the dice and throw it down, and then pick it up and throw it down. And the objective of it is to be quick and not let the other people see what the numbers are, because you're trying to hit a certain number, and if you hit a different certain number, then the dice goes to the next person.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So you say like 17, and then you roll it and throw it, and let's say
17 with 2 dice?
Yeah, let's say 8. You're trying to get 8, and the number to fall out is like 5. If I could tell it happened a few times. The dude knew I didn't even know what I was looking at. I had $1 in my wallet. I was like, sure, I'll play around. He was trying so hard. I did notice at one point the number that was the move the dice number to me, it dropped, and he was quick, and he picked them right back up. So there was no time for me to be like, wait, I saw that. But yeah, I lost my $1, but I didn't really care. I could tell he was trying to take an opportunity. He saw that I had I had like a 5 and a 10 in my wallet, and he's like, come on, let's play for just 5. You don't even use a 10, just 5. And I'm like, dude, I'm not stupid. Like, you're going to whoop me in this.
Yeah.
He had like a mean ass Rottweiler. It was really cute.
A mean, cute Rottweiler.
Yeah. He looked like he would fuck me up.
I like Rottweilers.
Very dangerous dogs.
They're not dangerous.
They're thought to be dangerous. Not all dogs. Dogs are only aggressive. Like, they say pit bulls and Rottweilers are like really bad dogs, but it's just the environment in which they're raised and the things that they're taught that make them that way. Yes, they have a little bit of nature in them that might make them a little more aggressive or kind of like a on edge or like a flip switch kind of thing, but it's the way they're raised and how they're treated in their environment. Well, the first year or 2 is way more important than the last 8 or 10. Monumentally more important.
Humans are the same way.
You don't tell that kid anything for 2 years. Woo!
You done messed up.
You're a dog.
You're a dog?
You're a dog. Bark.
Stop it.
I think it's been a good one.
You think so?
I do.
What does that mean? Does it mean you're tired?
Yeah.
And you're hungry?
Did you have anything else to say?
No, I was just going to ask you, if you were going to go to a casino, what game would you be drawn to play?
I would probably play everything. I would just get a taste of everything, but the first one I would go to, probably Texas Hold'em.
Yeah, I thought that'd be fun.
Last one I'd go to,
I feel like I don't know why, but I had this idea that, growing up, that you have the lowest odds to win Texas Hold'em of any other game. Just because I never won it, and it was so hard, but it's blackjack.
what's the last thing you would play at a casino? I would play blackjack before the last thing.
Oh, I definitely would too.
Yeah.
I would say slots, but then again, it's so easy just to walk up and sit down like, yeah, I'll just put a coin in, just see what happens, and obviously you get nothing back.
Yeah. The last one I would play is slots.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they weren't the worst odds. They are so rigged.
They're incredible. I mean, that's the whole idea. Also, the gambling addiction thing in Vegas is uncanny.
Yeah.
When I landed in the Las Vegas airport, I think I might have mentioned this. As soon as I landed and I walked out of the terminal and I went to go find my bags, you could see slot machines all over the airport.
Really?
Yeah, they're all over the airport. As soon as you land in Vegas, you can start playing slots immediately.
Wow. Do you have to be 21 for slots?
I want to say
It is gambling, but it's not. Because I always thought the whole idea behind gambling being 21 is that, like, they serve alcohol on the floors and stuff like that. Not as much as it is, like, you have to be old to gamble. It's just the things that are around gambling that make it older, or make it, you need to be older.
Let's see. Oh, interesting. So it says airport gambling will be permitted on multi-use computing devices such as iPads and other similar computer tablets and devices. Gaming options could include all kinds of stuff. Individuals 21 years of age and older who have cleared security checkpoints and have a valid airline boarding pass for travel from one destination to another are eligible to participate in airport gaming. So yes, in order to play the slots in the airport, you have to be 21. So, the more you know.
I mean, David goes to a casino in Oklahoma that he can get into, and he's not 21.
Right. I mean, it's different in every place.
That is true.
States' rights, baby. All right.
I think it's been a good one.
That's a wrap. See ya a la mañana.